Greetings, denizens of the digital world. It is I, the Serial Killer, here with the year of vlogging dangerously, day 18. Yeah, we'll call it 18. I think it's 18. Anyway, I was going to try and avoid being overly political about this thing at any point in time, but with so many of these websites around the world right now being blacked out for the 24 hours on this day, Wikipedia chief amongst the ones I've been able to find and then most vocal about it, in protest of SOPA and PIPA, I felt I'd have to at least mention my perspective on them. Why? It could be obvious tag whoring, or it could be the fact that I'm genuinely concerned. You know, for those of you who don't already know and haven't had it blasted at you from about 300 different ways, and I think I may have mentioned it yesterday, but only briefly, SOPA is the Stop Online Piracy Act, and PIPA is the Protect IP Act. Basically, one of them, I believe it's SOPA. Yeah, SOPA is the one that gives corporations the right to file injunctions against websites that have copyrighted material on them. Now, as it stands now, there are laws against copyright infringement and intellectual property theft on the internet that basically say, hey, if you've got content on your site that is copyrighted and that's ours, the corporations is, then take it down. But it's not like on something like YouTube, or especially YouTube. YouTube's the big one. This grand experiment in sharing, but in Wikipedia as well, and that in major forums like this, anything that can be seen as copyrighted, as it exists now, they'll tell the site and the site administrators, don't get punished. It's the user that gets punished, the person who uploaded it. Theoretically speaking, I don't think they get punished. It just gets taken down. SOPA would have it that if there's something found on there, the entire website can be gone. It's just blocked, gone. That's insane. It's bloody well insane. Now everybody's screaming censorship, and that's not really what it is. It's what it could be, but what it is overkill, really. It's not censorship to me. It's not. You're not censoring anything. You're outright just, you're using napalm to get rid of an anthill. And it's not going to stop anything. But the thing is, and PIPA is the same nastiness, different beast, different wording, different approach. I think in that one the ISP would be blamed, which is even weirder and worse, right? Like, do you go after the ISP of a child pornographer because, he shared porn through there, he shared nastiness? No, you don't. You go after the perpetrator. So why this blanket approach? I don't know. It's old fogies who just don't understand how the world works and how the internet works that want to protect things, or want to protect things, they just want to control things, or it's people taking money from the corporations. It's stupid, it's wrong, it's overkill, it's pathetic, and it's just not going to solve the problem in the first place. The reason I felt whatever, that I felt I needed to say something and acknowledge it, at least in the stupidity, is that it's an American legislation, but it's going to screw the whole world up for internet-wise. It's not like, it's not like we're segregated on the internet from America. Some guy in Uganda that's got an internet connection and is surfing and chatting and everything still routes ultimately through the States. So those websites that control those things, it affects everyone in the world, and it's not just an American thing. So educate yourself more than I obviously have, because I'm rambling like a lunatic instead of actually being informed. But educate yourself. There's articles on Reddit about it. There's articles everywhere. If you go to Wikipedia, they link to some good information. Despite the blackout going on, that's what they're having the blackout for, so they're not going to black out the information that they want you to know. Right. They're just blacking out Wikipedia to say, look, this is what the world would be like without Wikipedia. You can't get your homework down now, can you, kids? Uh, don't use Wikipedia for your homework, kids. Don't. It's bad. Bad resource. But use it for your stupid things like, hey, I want to know about such and such a guy who's a sports guy, who I want to know where he came from, and I want to know what his stats are. Use it for those things. But this is what it's going to be. It's like, go to Wikipedia right now before, like, in an hour, because like within 5 minutes of me uploading this, because that's late in the day, and they're probably already going to be back up by the time most of you see this. But it's bad. It's universally bad and wrong and nasty. And if I didn't say something about it, then I'd be one of those complacent bums that just sits there and goes, oh, that's bad, and does nothing. I can't write to my congressman, though. So if you have a congressman, email him, scream at his doorstep, go stand at his doorstep and, knock on his office, or walk into his office and go, I hate SOPA. It's bad. And PIPA's just as bad, too. Just saying. You don't have to, but you still won't be wrong if you don't. Just be aware, though. Because if you're not aware, then you're oblivious. And I guess that must be a happy place to be in, isn't it? Anyway, I'm just going to stop rambling and ranting about politics and mention waffles at random. There we go. That's a good way to end this. As usual, I've been the Serial Killer. Questions, comments, concerns, death threats. Put them in the comments below.